Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. I'm Tim Scott. This is ResortLoop.com. Today I'm going to reach back into the archives. This has been an exciting week here at the Scott House. We're getting ready to send my daughter off to college. So been extremely busy getting things ready, getting her all set, packing up, getting things organized. So I thought a good episode to bring back would be going back to like episode 25. This is where we talked to Scott from Wisconsin. This involves a college student being a fan of Walt Disney World. So once again, working on new content. We'll get it out there. It's been a busy week here. So hope everyone's having a fantastic week. Let's start the show.
If we're not at a Disney park, we're dreaming about being there, and a cup of Joffrey's Coffee Disney Blend helps. But what about when you're at a Disney park? The Joffrey's Disney Kiosk and Restaurant Locator will make sure you never miss out. Whether it's a cool drink on a hot summer vacation or a great cup of coffee at a Disney signature restaurant, Joffrey's has you covered. Check it out at Joffreys.com.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. To our new passengers, aloha and welcome aboard.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. This is episode number 26 of ResortLoop.com. I'm your host, Tim Scott, along with
Bob Collar. How's everybody doing tonight?
Excellent.
Threw you a curveball there.
You did. I was like, oh my gosh, I have no statement prepared.
We've got a quarter of 100 shows in the bag now. I thought I'd start throwing some stuff at you. See
I like it.
If you can recover.
I will recover, because I'm heavy with my show prep.
We do show prep? When did we start that?
We'll probably start in about another 10 episodes.
Well, let's jump right into it, because we have a special guest, and he's got finals to take care of. So
that's right.
Let me throw out some shout outs before we get started. Got this one off of Facebook. This comes from Kevin Terry out of Panama City Beach, Florida. Very envious of where he lives. He says, hey, Tim and Bob, just found you guys on Facebook and Twitter. Love listening to the show. As a fellow Walt Disney World nut, I love hearing you guys discuss a passion for the world. Keep up the great work. So thank you very much, Kevin. Appreciate that.
Awesome. And can I throw out some iTunes reviews?
Oh, please do.
I tell you,
the iTunes reviews.
No, semi-recently we started asking, and man, our listeners are coming through. It's very flattering. Let's see, one we got from Tony 405643. That's a code, I'm sure. He lists his as...
I think I just broke into his safe at home.
Start going left, then go right. It says, as a fellow Northeast Ohioan, I crave the magical Walt Disney World on a daily basis. This is a very real podcast who has hosts you can relate to. That's you and me, Bob.
That's weird.
The audio quality is excellent. Well, we have moments. I particularly enjoy the shows about the resorts. Keep it up, guys. You have another loyal listener rooting for you as hard as I root for the Browns. Hopefully you will have more success, though. Well, that's when in doubt, Metcalf up the middle. Oh, it's still too soon.
Come on.
He's a Browns fan. He'll get that reference.
Absolutely. Oh, my gosh. I got one from Mark Starr on the Twitter. He actually is throwing us out a little tip, which we always appreciate those tips.
Yes. Send them in.
Says, if you want an awesome breakfast buffet that is not crowded, try Trails Inn Restaurant at Fort Wilderness. Great food. Goes on to say that you get to drive a golf cart to the restaurant. The pizza is fantastic, and there's nothing better than a rocking chair and a cup of coffee. And I agree with that. And obviously, I really agree, because Trails End is one of my favorites. So, Mark, thanks so much over there on Twitter. Goes by Mark Starr with 2 R's 79. So check out Mark on Twitter there.
Very cool. I have another iTunes review. Knock it out real quick. GLJ104. They say, I have listened to many Disney World podcasts. This one ranks up there with the best of them. The guys are funny and informative. Oh my, no pressure. I have a trip coming up this summer, and I am sure this podcast will help in my planning. Oh, well, thank you very much.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
We're being flattered.
Oh, you know me and my big head. These headphones barely fit anymore.
That's true.
I'm going crazy here. And one more This one comes from actually two more. They kind of tie together, so I'm going to throw these together.
Okay.
We got our buddy Sean Woosley wrote in. This was about our what we want to see at World Showcase. He says Greece, most definitely, because he says the cast members at Walt Disney World are mythological figures and would make for a good action ride. Plus, the gyros are great. So he's right about that, and I agree with the cast members being mythological because then we hear from Michael Black. Yes. He says, thanks for the mention on the show. We mentioned him on the last show. He said, made my day as I drove to make magic for the guests at Port Orleans French Quarter.
Very cool.
I get to make magic every day where I work and wanted to let you guys know that you definitely made some magic for me. Can't wait for the next show, and I'm still catching up on the shows that I have not heard. In the meantime, thanks again, Michael. So there you go. There's one of our fantastic cast members. One of the reasons that we even go to Walt Disney World is for the great cast members.
They always make it special.
They do. They do. And so if you're in the Port Orleans French Quarter area, look up Michael and tell him we said hi. I'm definitely going to do that when I go down in June.
Awesome. Yes.
And just a real quick house cleaning, if I may,
yes.
Tim.
We've got to do some catching up.
Well, as if you've listened to any of the podcasts in the past, I have said many times that we don't really speak English. We speak American, and apparently I can't read English either, because in the last podcast I told you guys to go check out findingmickeys.com because they are a really cool website where you can find hidden Mickeys on it. The problem was the website's not called findingmickeys.com. It's findmickeys.com.
However,
these guys care about you guys, the listeners, so much that they said, Bob, you screwed up. You called us Finding Mickeys. It's findmickeys.com. But don't worry about it. We want people to find us so badly. We have also added findingmickeys.com as one of their websites. So now you can find them on the original and always classic findmickeys.com. And also now on the one that I made them go out and buy, findingmickeys.com. So thank you so much for not throwing anything at me. I apologize for that. I was reading it. It was a late night, and so anyway,
we may owe them $7 or $8 for that domain.
You know what? The check is in the mail.
Oh yes,
yeah.
Oh my, that made us laugh.
Oh my goodness! So this is we've got a special guest for us tonight. A guest who has been with us from just about day one, who actually helped us out a great deal on a trip report, and we've talked about him over and over again because he gave us such detailed information on his last visit to Walt Disney World. So all the way from the University of Wisconsin, the Fighting Titans up near Oshkosh, we'd like to welcome Scott Kimball.
Hey, Scott.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. It's warming up, so makes me want to get down to Disney World even more. But I guess I'll have to study. I guess I'll have to settle for the regional parks.
Oh, now you guys, where are you? You're close to any of the Wisconsin Dells kind of places up there? Or?
We're closer to one of the Six Flags parks, Six Flags Great America. It's halfway in between Milwaukee and Illinois, so. But
okay.
But I want to go to the Dells this year. They got that new upside down wooden roller coaster coming in, so I think that's going to be a pretty good time.
Oh, I've heard about that. That's supposed to be outstanding.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Doesn't seem safe to me. I'm sorry.
Wood up north, we're not sure.
So you are. We appreciate you taking time out of finals week because it's finals week up there right now, right?
Unfortunately, but you know what that means. Finals week means it's the final week, so I get to go back home and start working for the summer, which is pretty nice. So better than school. Better than school.
Now, what are you studying up in Wisconsin?
Well, I'm in the communication department, so I'm a communication major, and I think I'm going to pick up a radio, TV, film minor. So this kind of fits right in there. So.
Oh, cool.
Very nice. Very nice.
So hopefully one day I'll be making a podcast too. I won't steal the Disney idea. I'll probably branch off into something else. But
there's room for everybody. Is the way we look at it.
Absolutely.
But I'd get into something with more money. Just saying.
I don't want to anger Lou Mangello or anything, so I'll stick to something else.
You know what Bob says.
There's always room for Mangello. Sorry,
we had to do it.
Yeah, we had to go there. Well, that would be a very cool job. You get a job working for Disney. They've got some pretty cool jobs in the communications industry.
That's kind of why I want to do that. The college program. Hopefully, get some networking going on and have some fun down there for a little bit. So
there you go.
Keeping my eyes out there. So.
Now is your true motivation just so you can meet Stacy from Resort TV? Is that?
No.
Oh.
I don't want to meet Stacy. I remember watching her as a kid. Every year she's on the same TV doing the same 15-minute segment, and Stacy.
I think she's like 87 now, isn't she? No, I'm kidding. No, she's a very lovely woman, actually. We are following her on Twitter, and she is following us on Twitter. So she's okay, but yeah, she might be a little bit old for you. So, so why? I had a question when, and I think I posed this to you a while ago on. When we were talking back and forth in emails, but why Walt Disney World for you? Why is that such a draw to you?
Well, I've been going there ever since I was a little kid. My family goes every other year, so that's kind of part of it. It's kind of like every other year I'm about ready to go back to Disney World and have some fun. We do save costs because we don't stay on property, which is kind of a bummer sometimes, but I mean, if it means I get to go every other year, I can't really complain.
Oh, absolutely.
No, not at all.
We just ran out this year on our Magic Your Way tickets that were no expiration date and park hoppers, and we used to go do the trips in one day, all the parks in one day, because my parents aren't big theme park people, so they didn't want to spend more than a couple days at the park, so we just all did it in one day, and we had to go to the other park with the guy with the broom. So
the guy cleaning up.
Well, sadly, he is. Yes,
the guy who killed Jaws in my mind, but whatever.
Oh, that's right. That's right. They're taking Jaws out of there for that expansion. That hurts.
I don't know how I feel about that expansion. I don't know how they're going to do it, but hopefully the mouse can come up with something.
Well, we've got Disney Springs coming. How's that? Does that excite you? Disney Springs, you can go shopping.
I'm a boy, so shopping isn't the main thing. I'm more of the thrill seeker.
Exactly.
I think they're trying to compete with Harry Potter with that, what is it, Avatar Land?
Right.
That doesn't excite me all too much, but I love the Beastly Kingdom idea, and I wish they would stick with that. I think that'd be a good fit there.
We've heard that from a lot of people.
I think they're trying to kind of go off what Harry Potter did, but they just don't have the franchise for it. So,
well, they've got Star Wars now, so let's kind of hold our breath that we can get something going on with the whole Star Wars theme. I think we talked to Safari Mike not too long ago, and he is convinced that Avatar is going in whether we like it or not. So we shall see.
And hopefully they do it good, and hopefully they put in a couple more rides that can really make that park a little bit better in my eyes, at least.
Right. So out of all the parks, which one would be your favorite then?
Coming from a ride standpoint, I would have to say the Hollywood Studios is probably my favorite from a ride standpoint, but from a classic, I love it there so much. Magic Kingdom is my true favorite, but Hollywood Studios has the thrill rides and has the things that really, where I go to Disney World, I need to be like, oh, Rock and Roller Coaster, I can't wait to ride that, and Tower of Terror, and so I think there for the rides, but Magic Kingdom for the magic of it all.
Right. Okay, very good. You said you don't typically stay off property, so where are you guys staying at? A hotel, one of the homes? Where do you guys usually stay?
I do stay off property. I stay off property more than I stay on property. So,
yeah, but in a hotel or in vacation homes?
We have a timeshare.
Oh,
so
okay. Oh, there you go.
Oh, that's cool.
My grandparents have had one in the same spot ever since I can remember, but the family's getting so big now that we did rent a vacation home this year. I mean, I think it was $1,500, we stay in this nice vacation home, and it fit all of us and had a nice screened-in pool. It was really nice.
Oh,
it was
good.
And it's only about like a mile or two off Disney property right up there on International Drive, so.
Ah, very good.
I'm starting to wonder if that's the way to go. I've heard good things about these vacation homes, and I'm wondering.
Yeah.
The only thing that it lacks is if Disney could set up, which I think that they are trying to do with some of those, to have bigger timeshares off property there, is set up a shuttle, and they put I know for sure that they have a ticket station inside the lobbies, but if they could get a shuttle to the parks, a bigger bus that would run there more often, I think they could get a lot of those people to go there.
Do you feel that you're missing out on some of the magic by not staying on property?
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's one thing, every night I have to leave Disney World and I see y'all real soon, and it's kind of sad because you go back and I don't know.
You're outside the bubble.
I know, outside the bubble, and then you go back inside the bubble and try to soak it up while you're there, but...
Yeah. If you said you wanted to be a part of the college program, where would you like to be if you got a chance to do the college program?
I thought about this, and I was like, what would be my dream job at Disney World? What would be the one thing if they said, do this, that I would just fall over backwards for? And I'd love to work the Haunted Mansion, because that's my favorite ride.
Oh, good call.
I think that's the best ride in all of Disney World. Plus, you get to be inside. I want to work in the stretching room, just so I can say the cheesy one-liners.
Practice. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Please, everyone, gather to the dead center of the room.
Ooh,
I'd hire him.
I would.
I'd hire him. And if you're anything like the rest of us from the northern part of the country, you're pale already. You wouldn't have to have any makeup. So I know we are.
It's one of those things where I feel it'd just be a great fit for me there. I think it'd be real interesting, and who knows, maybe get to see some real ghosts that are up in there, but who knows?
Absolutely. See, now, I had always wanted to do to be a monorail captain. I always thought that would be just awesome. When I was in college and I tried for the college program, I thought, man, if I could just drive that monorail, that'd be so cool.
I think that would be probably up there on my choices. Little fun story here is when I was younger, I used to go, and my grandpa would have to ride around the monorail just in the circle loop, just in the resort loop.
Hey.
And we used to ride around the loop and just have, because I loved monorails, I loved trains when I was younger, and I thought they were the coolest thing. So
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
and that's when you could ride in the front cabin and
yes,
be in there with the conductor, but they don't allow that anymore after the incident.
No, they don't.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. That was unfortunate. So you're at Magic Kingdom. You're saying that Haunted Mansion's your favorite ride in Magic Kingdom?
It's a tie between Haunted Mansion and Splash Mountain, I think. So, especially at the refurbishment, it looks great.
Yeah, you were telling
us what you were
saying.
I couldn't believe it when you first go into the first section there, when you get inside and you start seeing the woodland characters, and it just looks so much brighter, I think, which is nice.
Yeah, it was looking pretty run down there with, especially down in the cave down there where the turtles and all of that were.
Oh, yeah. It was sad to see Disney let it get to that point. I mean, and they're kind of having to do it again with the Disco Yeti, which I find funny. But
yeah, relate that story. Now you had some issues with Expedition Everest a couple of months ago when you were down there.
Yeah, we went in the March, right in kind of getting into spring break season, and Animal Kingdom's big draw is that ride, and I was thinking, this has to be the highlight of the park, and then we get on it, and even the video projection of where the Yeti rips up the track when you're going from backwards to forwards there.
Yeah.
There's no more video of that. So you're pretty much sitting there for that 10-15 seconds there where you're supposed to be watching a video, and now it's just nothing. Now you're just kind of sitting there, and it's interesting. It gives you a weird feeling because you feel like something should be happening, but nothing's happening.
Oh wow, that's one of my favorite parts of Everest is that part of the ride. Since the Yeti doesn't work anymore, that was like the highlight. But wow, that's right. Unfortunate.
That and the anticipation of the drop right after that. Ugh.
Right. Yeah. Right.
I know I've been reading about why they can't fix the Yeti, and with all the structural, and they'd have to shut down the ride for an extended period of time. But I don't know. It's not the world's worst thing, but I like to see. I saw the Yeti when he was up and working perfect, and man, it was pretty cool. But now you can only see a shadow of it. So
yeah, I got to see it up and running in its full glory, and it's very very cool where it takes that swipe at you, and yeah, it's a great ride. It's my favorite in Animal Kingdom. Is that your favorite in Animal Kingdom?
Yeah, it's the one I rode the most because, believe it or not, when I used to do all 4 parks in one day, we go there for Animal Kingdom, or we go there for Expedition Everest, so we'd walk to there right when the park opened. We used to get the Fast Pass, get on the ride, walk to Dinosaur, walk back to Expedition Everest, ride that with the Fast Pass, then leave. So I would say it's my favorite ride, but I haven't gotten to enjoy that park until this year. We did the safari and other things, so I thought that was... It's a different park than what I thought. Now I've actually explored it. So.
Oh, good.
Very cool.
That's what Safari Mike was always saying, is that people need to give it a chance and really explore it, because most people did or do like you did, which is just run right over to Expedition Everest, and then they're like, okay, that's it, we're done, we're out.
Yeah.
So,
it's a park of exploration.
But then again, I did do all the 4 parks in a day, so I think that's coming from a college kind of perspective, that you don't need a whole day at Disney World, and I believe I did those mostly when I was in high school, and it was one of those things where I really didn't really mind that we did them all in one day, but because it means I got to go do different rides more over at the other park and things like that. So
right.
For 4 parks in one day, did you have like you had to do so many in each park before you moved on, or what was your game plan?
The game plan, we had this down to a science, because we did it like 3 or 4 times, so we knew exactly what we needed to do in the order we needed to do it. And what we did was we went to Animal Kingdom, did those 3 rides, then we went to Hollywood Studios and rode the 2 big ones twice with the Fast Passes, and then we rode the Great Movie Ride, because that's probably one of my favorite rides there too, because I love movies, and I love going to Munchkinland and watch all the little kids get scared by the Munchkins. They all pop out of nowhere, and all the kids' faces are like, what's going on? Why are these little people look like me but dressed like clowns?
That one looks like Chucky. That one's Chucky.
Thank goodness.
Oh no, it's coming towards me with a knife. Help, help, help. But so we do that park, and then we'd leave and go to Epcot and end at Magic Kingdom. And we usually got to Magic Kingdom at like 5 o'clock, which was nice. So then we could do whatever we wanted there, which was nice. But This year I got to go to all the parks on different days and got to go to all of them more than once. So it was really nice and it was really enjoyable because I got to do it with my friends and family, not just my mom. So I love doing it just with my mom, but it's fun with everybody else.
It makes for a different experience when you can take your time at the parks, doesn't it?
It really does. And you kind of do things that you normally wouldn't do and can kind of meander around. We had an excuse to get on all the little kid rides because of my little niece, so that was nice.
You gotta relate the story of Haunted Mansion, or not Haunted Mansion, but Tower of Terror.
Oh, Tower of Terror. This was great. This was probably one of the highlights of my trip here. Is we get to Tower of Terror. We get to Hollywood Studios probably around 8:30, and that's when we first get through starting to park the car, and by the time we walk up, it's 8:45, and they actually let you into the park 15 minutes early. Little tidbit there. So, and that wasn't actually the first ride we did. We went straight to Rock and Roller Coaster, and rode that first, and then we got off of that, and it was about 9 o'clock. So right when the park opens, we're already done with one of the big rides, and we get to Tower of Terror, and no one's really in the line. And then we kind of meet up with people in the library. Is it the elevator that takes you up there? The library.
Yeah.
Where they show you the video.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And we're the last ones out of there, and everyone kind of walked towards the same elevator shaft. So we went to the other one, and we're sitting there, and the other group had just left, and we told the guy it's just the 5 of us, and he waited for more people to come, and no one came. So he's like, well, I guess it's just you 5. So he made it extra creepy and said, last time there was this few people in the elevator, people didn't come back. I find that funny because in the video there's 5 people: the little girl, the nanny,
mm-hmm.
the couple,
right.
and the couple, and the butler.
Yeah.
And so it was me, my mom, my sister, my friend, and me. So there was 5 and 5, and they said, "But you better watch out, or else you might become permanent guests of the ride." He was real funny and actually took a picture on my iPhone, so we didn't have to buy the picture. So that was nice of him. Yeah. So we really got that free keepsake from Disney World.
That was very nice.
That's very cool. Did it make the ride a little more creepy, knowing that you guys were the only one?
It did. When you got to the fifth dimension, I think they call it, the room where it moves out of the shaft and you're going to the drop shaft. Man, that was creepier with when it was just us. So
that is an awesome story. Everest is your favorite at Animal Kingdom. What would then be your favorite over at the studios?
Put me on the spot with that question. I mean, how do you pick between the 2 rides then? Or 3 rides? Three rides, in my opinion, with a great movie ride. I think that's.
And you got Star Tours. I'm a big Star Tours fan.
That's one that we don't really ride as much because the motion. Sometimes that motion with them with the Star Tours kind of gets me, but yeah, I find it nothing else does. Just that. Star Tours, and I don't know why.
Those motion simulator rides are they are a little bit tough. So how if that gets you, how does have you done Mission Space, the full blown Mission Space?
I have done Mission Space, and that one didn't bother me, but it bothered everybody else.
I've never done spin. I've only gone non-spin.
Yeah.
It's one of those where when I went with my mom, I was the only one to ride it, but I think spin's the only way to go. I've never done it no spin, but I just feel spin's the only way to go.
I'm afraid it would mess me up for the rest of the day. I really am.
We've got a friend that he was down there when they were testing it, and depending, they didn't know how fast to spin this thing. This was just before that the accident down there with that, but they didn't know how fast they were going to spin it, and so he gets on. He's tough guy. He can do it, no problem. And he made the mistake of eating a cheeseburger.
Oh,
At one of the,
Oh,
exactly. No. And he said this has never happened to him before, but when that thing took off, he said he could feel the cheeseburger move to his back. So that they must have really been spinning that thing then. So yeah, that was so it's not as bad as that anymore, I don't think, but I like it. It's fun.
I think it's fun. I think it's kind of one of the cooler pre-shows. I forget the name of the guy who's in that one, but I find it pretty cool because the guy from, I think it's CSI New York or something.
Oh, Gary Sinise.
Gary Sinise.
Yeah.
Yes.
My favorite part is going into kind of one of my favorite cameos that they have in Disney World is when you go into Dinosaur and you see Mrs. Huxtable and you go,
yes.
What are you doing here? Where's Cliff? I want Cliff to come out.
Where's Rudy?
That is awesome.
Is Theodore with the dinosaurs or something?
So I got to ask you, Scott, how obviously you love Disney. I mean, you're a Disney guy like we are, like everybody, I'm assuming, listening. How is it at college with other kids? They can't all be Disney fans like you.
You know, you would think that, but it's really at that weird stage where everyone is kind of looking back at their childhood movies like Lion King and Beauty and the Beast, and they're in love with them. They're in love with them, and it's like they wanted to go to the new Fantasyland. I was talking about, they're like, where are you going to spring break? And everyone's like, I'm going to PCB, Panama City Beach. And I'm like, I'm going to Disney World. And they're like, oh, that's so cool. So it's really weird. I think it's only in that stage, like in high school, that people were kind of weird about people going to Disney World. But it's one of those things where
I'm sorry, you bring up a good point though. You guys, your generation grew up what I would consider almost the second golden age of Disney,
a renaissance, if you will.
How
like that?
Oh my gosh, the Lion King and Beauty and the Beast and Little Mermaid and all those iconic movies that came out. So. Yeah,
and I totally agree with that. But here's what I think I sent this to you in an email, and I was kind of thinking about this, is that, you know, my little niece and nephew, they don't really watch those set of movies. I mean, they have them on DVD, and my sister's bought them for them, but they rather watch a Cars or a Monsters Inc. or a Toy Story compared to the old animated movies like that. So
they want the digital.
They want the digital, the newer looking, where they look like they're actual people. And I was thinking about it, I was like, hopefully Disney will never take away the golden rides like that, but like Peter Pan's Flight and all that. But I mean, will there be a day when something like that happens? I hope not. I don't think they ever will. I think milk those princesses until those princesses can't be milked anymore.
Right. Well, I know we were out in California, and our first trip to Disneyland, and my kids rode Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, and nobody got it. They didn't get. I mean, I've seen Mr. Toad, but they've never seen it. They had no idea. They were like, "Yeah, that wasn't so cool, Dad." You know.
I've never seen Mr. Toad, so
yeah. So I mean, I'm with you. I hope they won't get rid of the iconic ones, but you know, they tore out. Now they're putting another ride in, but they tore out Snow White, and I don't know. You may see a major shift in what is put in the parks, I think so.
I think the Snow White just went out because I think they're making a better Snow White ride.
Right.
And I don't think they want to beat Snow White to death with two rides and one. And even in that first ride, it was more of the evil witch than it was Snow White, and it was kind of scary.
That's true. Yeah, you're exactly right.
They they adequately changed that name to Scary Adventures.
Yeah.
Because it used to be Snow White's Adventures, and now it's the Scary Adventures, and that needed to be put in there. So
Yes, the little warning out front, because it was scaring young children.
yeah,
Yes, and they were leaving traumatized.
I was scared when I first rode it with my mom, and she comes around, and from that she turns around from the mirror, and man, that's just a scary thing for a little kid. And I was like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Now, did you ever get to ride Alien Encounter?
No.
Oh.
I was there when they still had it, but I was real young, so
Yeah.
and it's one of those where I would have liked to see it now, but now it's replaced by Stitch.
Yeah.
But I like Stitch, so
I'm with you. I like Stitch too. So there, everybody.
you guys were giving Stitch a bad rap the other day. I was like, what's going on?
No.
Well, remember there was a moment where he was everywhere.
Oh, he was.
He was on the monorail. He did his thing to the castle.
Yeah.
He was, he's just they ran him down our throats for a while.
That was one of my ideas for extra the limited time magic. Put Stitch everywhere on April Fool's Day, just to make people crazy.
Oh, the limited time magic. I was actually down there for that Easter egg hunt you guys were talking about. That was up when I was there.
Did you participate?
We didn't know. We didn't know that you could get a map to find them. We just happened upon them walking around World Showcase, and we're like, oh, there's a big Easter egg. I wonder what that's for. Oh, there's another big Easter egg. I wonder what that's for. But it was one of those. It was. They were cool, but without knowing what they were, it was kind of.
So they didn't really promote it as much as they probably should have, huh?
Well, I went a couple weeks before Easter, so maybe they were just setting it up, and.
Oh, that could be. Yeah, that could be.
I really couldn't say what was going on, but I think it was interesting. I kind of want to see him do something big for limited time magic. I'm kind of hoping that maybe in the later months they're gonna do something pretty cool. That you can only hope. You can only have faith in Disney. So
absolutely,
they usually pull it off.
Let me ask you this question. We are efforting because you have asked, and it's a great topic. We are efforting getting someone to give us a review of the college program. So, what would you like to, if you could ask them, what would you like to ask them about the college program?
The one thing I want to know is how they get the jobs they're assigned. Like, is it random, or I know in the interview you can tell them that you kind of want to work in a certain area, but if it's randomly assigned, but I think that'd be the one thing is the jobs, and I hear the hours are just terrible. So
yes, that's my understanding too.
Yeah.
You're constantly working, especially on the holidays.
Yeah,
but you're down there to work, and
that is why you're there.
I think that'd be the toughest part for me is that I want to do the program in a fall, so I can be there around Halloween, and I want to see the change from. I want to go to the park the day before or on Thanksgiving, go to the park the day after Thanksgiving to see the change that they do. So I think that's on my bucket list.
That would be awesome.
But I don't know if I want to miss Christmas with my family to do it. So we'll keep an update on that. But
that is the trade-off, I understand, is if you do the fall program, you're there for the holidays, so you don't get to go home. But
but it is invaluable for a resume, from what I've heard. So
yes, yes, we are going to get that done for you. We're going to get somebody in the college program to do a show with us and hopefully answer some questions for everybody out there that's interested in the college program. I'm thinking about going back to college just to do it.
You'll be the creepy guy if you do.
I am anyway.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, as we wrap up here, Scott, I'm going to throw some things at you. I usually do this to Tim.
That's
he
right.
hates it.
Brace yourself, Scott.
So these are just one quick answer. So I'm going to throw these out at you. Expedition Everest or Mission Space?
Expedition Everest.
Dinosaur or Toy Story Mania?
Ooh.
That's a tough one. Yeah. Exactly.
Oh.
It's not easy.
I'm gonna go with Toy Story Mania because I like beating my friends at things.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's the wrong answer. Override. No, I'm kidding.
And this is especially for you. Great Movie Ride or Splash Mountain?
There's a hill in Splash Mountain. We'll go Splash Mountain just for the hills. Just for the hills, and because I just watched Song of the South right before I went. So
there you go.
Very nice.
There you go. And finally, Haunted Mansion or Tower
Haunted Mansion.
Terror.
Haunted
There
Mansion.
you go.
Oh, nice.
You don't even have to say the last one.
See, that was a test for you whether you really want to be a host in the Haunted Mansion.
You passed.
You passed.
It's got to be Haunted Mansion. You can go into the Haunted Mansion, and you find something new every time.
That's true.
Yes.
That's true.
Oh, and one other thing that I forgot to mention to you guys about the Haunted Mansion is that you guys were talking about the Finding Mickeys or the Find Mickeys, whichever one I got confused. Thank you.
Me too.
But I have the book of the guide to finding the hidden Mickeys, and the one that I noticed for the longest time was on the dining room table, the big center plate and the two saucer plates made them out. That was gone when I was there.
Oh,
really?
And it's funny. It's funny because I went the day before, wrote Haunted Mansion, and I noticed it and saw it and pointed out to my girlfriend. I was like, babe, look, there's the hidden Mickey. Do you see it? Do you see it? And then she didn't see it the first time. She's like, you're wrong. And I noticed it. She just didn't find it in time. We went back the next day, and it was gone.
Wow, that's weird.
well, they're probably doing dishes.
And I just the ghosts are doing the dishes, and I thought that was the weirdest thing because I've never not seen it there, and for a little bit of time it was not there.
You should have asked the ghost that followed you home.
There you go.
He's sitting over here, but he doesn't say much. So.
Oh, yeah. They pop in and out.
That
I got the one with the ball and chain. So he's more worried about lugging that thing around. So
That's true.
Well, stay young because once you get married, never mind. We're not even.
No, come on. I was going to let it go.
don't get yourself in trouble now.
That's right.
No, never, never. And see, that's going back to the Finding Mickeys. I'm always wrong anyway, so and that's just case right there. So, but hey, I got to throw out a real quick sweepstakes for everybody.
All right, throw it.
And then we'll wrap this up. But I found it's called. It's actually from visitcalifornia.com. It's up on the Facebook and our website. It's the Match Up Sweepstakes. You got to watch a video, match, and win. You got to pay close attention. It's about, California, visiting California, which is kind of cool. The grand prize, I don't think is as good as the second grand prize.
Oh.
The number one grand prize is a Northern California adventure, 6 nights in Sacramento, Monterey, Santa Cruz, San Francisco, rental car for the day.
Wow.
4 passes. But this is the one that I like, is the second one. The grand prize number 2, which is a Southern California adventure, where it's a trip for 4 to Southern California. You go into San Diego, and you get 6 nights hotel, 2 nights in San Diego, 2 nights in Anaheim.
Oh, there's a park there.
2 nights in Universal City. And they will give you a Disneyland resort ticket with that. And so you get to go to Disneyland or Disney's California Adventure.
I agree.
So,
Second place, way to go.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So that's up there. Check that out. And like we've always said, if you win something, let us know. So that is all I got. And all I can say is thank you, Scott, for hanging in there with us. And happy birthday.
Happy
Thank
birthday,
you.
Scott.
Thank you. I'm just getting this 21 thing. So
Oh, very nice.
Maybe after this podcast, I'll go blow off some steam down at the local bar over here. Who knows?
There you go.
You know what? Now you need to call our buddies over in England. Talk to the guys at Diz After Dark.
Yes.
You do that now.
They want to know what you're drinking.
Go into the Mouse Head pub. Yeah.
I'll go out there and hang out with them for a fortnight.
Yeah, absolutely you will. Very nicely done. Hey, Scott, do you have a Twitter handle or anything you want to throw out there, or a website or anything?
I have a Twitter, and it's at alltimescott12. So, I sometimes post some Disney stuff. So
okay.
So who knows? I like to post the little Disney trivia facts that I find out, and if anyone wants to talk to me some more about how I view Disney World and all that kind of stuff, it'd be nice. So
very cool. That's why we're here.
Theme park enthusiast, not just Disney. I'm an all kind of theme park guy. So
very well rounded.
Yep, I won't mention the other park in this podcast, but one thing I will say from a college student standpoint, Disney, to keep up with the college kids, they need to put in a big roller coaster somewhere and try to incorporate it in. I don't know how they would do it, but that's kind of their minds, because a lot of people are getting drawn over to go ride the dueling dragons at Harry Potter World and all that kind of stuff. So,
I agree with you.
And the Hulk. So, who knows what will happen there if they keep getting big rides like that. So,
I agree with you 100%, Scott.
Excellent. Yes. Well, stay tuned. If they announce anything, we'll be there to report it.
I hope so.
Oh. Anyway, let's see. I think that'll do it for the show tonight. I'm Tim Scott.
I'm Bob Collar.
You can find me at Resort Loop Tim, and also on the Facebook, and listen to us on the Stitcher. And,
don't forget our iTunes, ResortLoop.com, and rate us over there. We really love those and appreciate that. And I'm Resort Loop Bob on the Twitter. So drop us a line. Let us know what you're thinking about. We appreciate all of you listeners out there, and especially Scott tonight for coming on with us.
Yep, thanks for joining us for ResortLoop.com, your gateway to the magic.
See you, everybody.
Vacation memories will stay with you and your family for a lifetime. The Resort Loop Travel Group was created with this in mind. Our fee-free services will relieve you of the stress and confusion of finding and booking the best vacation at the best price. After booking, we will continue to monitor for ways to save you even more on your vacation. We will check for any upcoming packages and discounts to save you as many vacation dollars as possible. Resort Loop Travel Group, gateway to your magical vacation memories. Get a quote, or for more information, visit ResortLoopTravelGroup.com.